is ours. Ano ito?
21
Yeah, 21st floor. Anong Holiday Inn. This is our 21st floor Holiday Inn. What a nice room. Wow. And this is we're on the 21st floor, and it's a rainy day here in Porto, Portugal. 21st floor. What?
Kasi they did not get our room there right away. I sent them.
Ang laki po itong washroom. But what happened to our Wi-Fi? Rainy day in Porto. So this is the front. Oh yeah, that's where we came in. That's where we came in. So the road we have to take. Don't. Those are all the thing in there. That's the front. We're facing the front. Ano ko na? We're on the 21st floor. Holiday Inn.
Sì, diretto. Ladies and gentlemen, it's rainy and all, but if somebody wants to take a picture, I mean, meaning dropping off and take a picture, I'm gonna give you.
Let's go.
This is one of my favorite. Yeah. Oh, this picture. Oh, yes. Yes, we love
The
them.
boat ride. After 12:20. Uh-oh. I felt that. I felt it. Shoot. I felt it. I see it. I felt it.
Do you want that rainbow? Thank you.
Ayun, naka-blue. That's why we're slowing down.
Let's continue where? Can you see the people walking?
Oh, yeah, upstairs? Up there?
Circular,
Yeah.
you can do anything. Okay, cabin. Also, you can cross the river by the Luis II Bridge. Okay. If you see you can see the people crossing. And well, this is port and the commercial area. But today is Sunday.
It's
all the stores
everything's closed.
No shopping, but tomorrow at Coimbra.
Anong oras doon? 12.
20.
Ano mag-boat?
12:20.
12:20? Doon?
Yeah.
Doon 4 o'clock yung bus.
No, I am not saying it. Let's go to the cellar. Yeah. This is important. Yes, because without the whiskers, I can explain. I just was talking with you 1 minute. It's hard to do. No. You need to report.
Hindi nakakaintindi. Sinasabi ng babae, bakit hindi ka naka-whisper?
Hindi naman importante ito. Only whisper kung yung important na ano. Na this one is not good.
Sinasabi niya, no. Why don't you explain yourself better than that? The reason why I don't have whisper is it's not really important. It would have been lots easier that way rather than...
Yeah, but you never have one.
It's because of the company. They don't provide it. Yeah.
So this
It's
one is not
understandable.
good. It's cheap. Cheap nga, but it's not really good.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, mas maganda you have a whisper because everybody is
Yeah.
in sync. Right now, nobody is in sync. Because she's not saying, okay, we gotta go this way, we gotta stop. No.
After the cellar, you are going to have why? Because look in my back, there is a tower, the Bishop Towers, you go down, and many of you know board, you want to go to port, make the by your own and do it. We cannot make transfers on the bus because our drivers today Sunday. There's none here. That's why I think we already asked.
Oh, did you?
Oh, here? At the parking bus, there is only one.
Oh, parking
Then,
bus. Akala ko
it is
here.
impossible to make a beautiful city tour in port because the streets they are walking. Our bus is impossible. So the only thing we are thinking, let's go walking the station, third side, being vacant, till you see where we are. If I was you, after the boat trip, after the cellar, crossing, from the bottom of the bridge to port. What? hills. This is the condition of the city.
hindi pala.
We cannot change it.
Masarado
Right?
naman.
Need to
Okay, punta na tayo.
walk
Hindi
a
na
little
kami.
bit. There is a street, Flowers Street, commercial area. And today is Sunday. Probably the souvenir shops are open.
We don't like souvenir. We don't like souvenir.
Restaurants, cafeteria, blah blah blah. The restaurants, the Riviera are
I'll be in the background.
The cellar visit. Now
Okay.
explanation, and then you taste the wines. I think you're working everywhere, right? Sorry, I put one of the back. That's all.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Welcome to Callan and welcome to Porto. My name is Philip and I will be the tour guide during this visit. Of course, here we will speak about Portland, the history of Portland, history of our cellar, and all the process until I arrive here. Then we go inside and we speak in detail about the aging process. And at the end, of course, we have a tasting. So starting from Callan, the name of our cellar. Callan is family name from Antonio Alves Callan, a Portuguese who started the cellar in 1859. So here the first important information. Port wine. The name is wine, but port wine is a liquor. It's not a regular white wine. Much sweeter and much stronger than any liquor. So port wine comes from Douro Valley. It's a region 120 kilometers upstream the river from here, starting Pedro da Régua and goes until the border with Spain. It is the first market region in the world, market in 1756 to produce wine. So if you want to produce and call port wine, it needs to come from this specific valley. Exactly the same as you have in France, for example, with the champagne. So here in Douro Valley, we start producing Douro wine, not port wine. Douro wine is what we call for normal still white and red wine from this specific region. It's Douro wine. We started producing Douro wine more than 300 years ago. Then we started shipping mainly to England. But at the time, using a Portuguese boat to transport the wine from here to England called Caravela Portuguesa. But due to the weather changes during the journey and the time until arrive in England, most of the time the wine arrives spoiled. So, we have a problem and we need to fix this problem. Here in Douro Valley, during winter, people always like, after dinner, after coffee, to add a little bit of brandy to the wine and drink it like that, just to get it warm. Of course, adding the brandy to the wine becomes stronger. So we start shipping the wine, what we used to call Douro wine, normal still white and red wine, to England with brandy. Of course, the wine arrived in perfect conditions, but it's much sweeter and stronger than the normal Douro wine. So now we have two different types of wine coming from the same place, from Douro Valley. So the boats depart from the city in front of us, from Porto, so we give the name Port wine, is new one. And this is how we start with Port wine, by a hill. So here in Douro Valley, it's a valley, we have the river in the middle giving us some water. Then we have 9 months of winter, 3 months of summer. And we have one mountain over here and another one down here, Marão and Montemuro. Those mountains will cut the influence from the Atlantic Ocean and also from the strong cold winds coming from north of Spain, allowing the temperature inside the valley to keep standard all the time, during winter and during summer. Minimums and maximums very, very close to each other during winter and during summer. And this is very important for our grapes. As you can see here, 3 months of summer, minimums and maximums very, very close to each other. Then the soil in Douro Valley, it's made of schist, it's a rock. So this is a typical landscape from Douro Valley, where we have the river in the middle, mountains in each side of the river, where we have those small terraces. Those small terraces from bottom to top, where we have the vineyards planted, and the terraces are made of schist. It's a rock and will work as a filter, equalizing the temperature and also storing small quantities of water, providing to the vineyards normally during the last 3 months before we start harvesting, the 3 months of summer. Then vineyards can go 1 meter above the soil and 8 meters into the soil. Now, speaking about the grapes, so we have 115 different types of grapes to produce wine in Douro. From those 115, we can use 110 to produce port wine. So, 150 for Douro wine, normal still white, 110 for port wine. First big difference between any table wine and port wine. You can use, for example, just one single type of white grape to produce a normal still white wine. But you can also use just one single type of red grape to produce a normal still white wine. In France, they call Le Blanc de Noir. It's a white wine made with red grapes because the juice from both grapes, white or red, is white. Then we achieve the color of the wine by the contact with the skin of the grape. So red grape, white juice, red skin. The contact of white juice with red skin will give us the color of the red wine. This is how we achieve the color of the wine. But for port wine, white grapes for white port, red grapes for red port, and we need to use a minimum of 3 different species of grapes to produce port wine, maximum 6. So we need to blend grapes all the time because we need a lot of sugar for port wine. And this is the first difference between still and port wine. Then we need to start harvesting normally between September and October. It's a manual job because of the small terraces where we have the vineyards planted. That's why we need to keep this job by hand. Finished with this, we need to transport the grapes to our winery in Douro Valley. To start stemming and crushing the grapes. Crushing the grapes in Portugal is a tradition. Pretty much like a party where we used to reunite all the family around, men, women and children. Crush the grapes under foot, singing at the same time and guess what? Drinking some wine. So, but nowadays we can also use machines to do the job. So we keep this traditional process just for two types of port wines. Ruby vintage and colheita tawny. Colheita means harvest. Those are the single harvest ports. All the others, it's a blend with wine from different years. So, first important information, single harvest port, you need to have the harvest year in the label. If you don't have the harvest year in the label, it means it's a blend. For example, if you have an age indication that you are used to see like 10 years old, 20 years old, this is a blend wine from different years. So single harvest, traditional process for fresh delivery. Then fermentation and fortification. Here is the main difference between table wine and port. All wines need to pass through fermentation. A normal table wine is fermented between 7 to 14 days. It's a process where the sugar starts to transform to alcohol, and at the end of those 7 or 14 days for a table wine, we have a dry wine and about 12-15% of alcohol. This is the normal process for table wine. But for port wine, we need to cut the fermentation between day 3 maximum day 5. So cutting the fermentation so early, we keep the sugar from the grape. That's why port wine is very, very sweet. But cutting the fermentation so early, we don't have alcohol. And to achieve the alcohol, as I said before, that's how we start with this type of wine. We need to add a brandy. The brandy we use, we call aguardiente de vinho. It's a brandy from the grapes. We need to use wine put inside a machine called LMB with hot temperature, distilling 2 times until achieve this uncolored, very strong brandy with 77% of alcohol. Adding the brandy, we stop the fermentation and we achieve the levels of alcohol we consider port wine, between 80 maximum 22%. And this is the biggest difference between still and port wine, and because of this, port wine is a liquid. We can begin to add a brandy. The reason between brandy and must is 80% must, 20% brandy, normal. But of course we have different sugar levels between port wines. We have port wines with 45 grams of sugar per liter until 150 grams of sugar per liter. So we don't need to add sugar. How we play with the sugar levels? Play with the fermentation. If you want a sweet port, you need to cut the fermentation by day 3. So you have more sugar, less fermentation, less alcohol. You need to add more brandy. If you want a dry port, the minimum we have for is 45 grams of sugar per liter. You can get the fermentation by day 4. You have more fermentation, more alcohol, and less sugar. You need to add less brandy. This is how we should do the sugar levels between port. Then the wine rests in stabilized still glass with low quality until the April next year. Then we need to start transferring the wine from the valley to here to our cellars in Ghana. In the beginnings, downstream the river with the small boats you can see outside in the river, we call rebuilt boats. And with the standard size casks of 550 liters. But nowadays, we can use trucks, it's faster and preserve the temperature better. Once the wine arrives to us here, we need to start aging the wine. And we can age port wine in stainless steel barrels, big Portuguese or French oak barrels, small Portuguese or French oak barrels or casks. And if I said we achieve different sugar levels, playing with fermentation and fructification, we can also achieve different colors, hints, notes, smells, and tastes, playing with the aging process. And of course, inside the cellar, we will go in detail about the aging process. Any questions so far? Yeah.
How long can the port sit on the shelf? How long will it be?
How long can we keep the barrels?
Yeah, but I buy a bottle and take home. How long?
Okay.
Years, 5 years?
You need to store properly. When I say properly, as you can see here, we don't have windows, the light is low, the temperature is standard all the time. This is the 3 main conditions to preserve the wine. Here, also the temperature, of course. But if you don't have direct contact with sunlight, if you store the bottle, I don't know which type of bottle it is, but probably it needs to be stored upright, not laid down. Standard temperatures, when I say standard temperatures, I would say between 40 degrees, 24 degrees. It can dessert by contact with them. That's good. Okay, so let's go inside the cellar and speak about the aging process. This side. Okay, so once the wine arrives, we can start aging wine here. But before then, we need to understand the wine conditions. We have two types of Porto, white and red. We can just have the white and red. Then we have three different reds, rose, employees and people that work with art and everything I would say. Nowadays, we just have one or two sellers that with here in Thailand, nowadays, it's social media. Everything
Am I getting any of what he's saying? No. My mind says I'm here just to taste the wine.
Yeah, me too.
This is sweet.
Pero lang ako si
It's really good.
Kaya mo seaweed. Para na seaweed.
No, I like it. I hope it's not the same lineup. No, we should go straight through.
I think it's so many. It's for everybody. It's for the...
It is.
It is for everybody. It's for everybody.
So we're going for a boat ride.
It's for everybody. It's for everybody. Nandito yung mga kasama natin. Yung Pilipino.
No, they don't want to go into this one.
No, yung sa isang trip. Maybe the other group is included to them.
Alam mo yung DSLR camera, ang ganda. If you take a picture of that, you make it pose. You can't do that with the thing. Apple, with the iPhone, it doesn't come out the same way. Magandang kita if you take a picture of the DSLR, napakaganda. This is so detailed. Alam mo, i-expand mo yung Apple, it's all pixelated. Kaya gustong-gusto ko pa yung camera na yun. Ang ganda ng mga picture and you can alter it. With the iPhone, you can't. You gotta be careful, you poke me in the apple. We're lining up to go into the boat ride.
Wait and make a line. The traditional are there. Can you see there on the right? They are the real tradition. They used to sail, not with a sail or a Latin sail. Yes, using the tides. They are beautiful. You can take pictures. This is the thing I said. You can
Hold on to the railings. You don't know how slippery it is. And step on that so you don't go straight through. Oh good, there's tables inside. Go. very narrow.
Yes, I mean, but you can cross with that. They all that. I mean, more recommended.
Different are the houses.
Just the same idea.
Inaugurada no dia 31 de março de 2003. O objetivo da sua construção foi substituir o tabuleiro superior ao Ponte Luis I. Tem 371 metros de extensão, 20 metros de largura. A sua construção demorou 27 meses.
It was designed by the engineer Antonio Arau de Fonseca Netherlands, with double tracks and a high-speed line.
El Gran Puente de Hormigón, el Puente de San Juan. Es un puente ferroviario y fue inaugurado el 24 de junio de 1991, día del patrón de la ciudad, San Juan o San Juan. Sustituyó el antiguo puente de Dona María y sirve de conexión entre los dos márgenes con doble carril y línea de alta velocidad.
Freixo. Inaugurada a 15 de setembro de 1995, esta imponente estrutura veio permitir a ligação rodoviária entre as cidades do Porto e Vila Nova de Gaia. A sua construção tem algo de vulgar, pois tratam-se de duas pontes construídas lado a lado e afastadas 10 centímetros uma da outra.